big news that we're tracking as far as Kailash Gahlot is concerned. In fact, big news is that another AAP Neta is in the ED cross-chair. ED summons for Kailash Gahlot. The Delhi Minister has been asked to appear today. Summons in the excise policy probe. So that's a significant development as far as we're picking up that Kailash Gahlot has been summoned by the central agency today. In fact, he is now the next person in the dock as far as the Enforcement Directorate in the alleged excise policy case is concerned. We are picking up is that he is going to be questioned with regard to the alleged excise policy, and we're also learning initial details that he was part of the GOM that prepared the draft policy, and the draft excise policy was leaked to the South Group. So these are the allegations. In fact, the Enforcement Directorate, as far as the inputs that we have, are revealing that the ED had earlier said Gehlot had also changed his mobile phone numbers repeatedly during the relevant period of this particular draft policy. So that's a significant development as far as the Delhi Minister, who has been asked to appear before the central agency today. Clearly, with what we're seeing in terms of this entire alleged excise policy, several AAP leaders have not only been questioned. Remember, prominent of them are in jail, continue to stay in jail, whether it is Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal, whether it was former Deputy CM of Delhi Manish Sisodia, or former Health Minister of Delhi Satyendra Jain. And now we do understand that the latest AAP Minister who has been asked to appear today, that is the Delhi Minister rather, in this particular case is Kailash Gahlot. In fact, he's been asked to appear before the agency in terms of being questioned with regard to the excise policy. In fact, the initial details that we're picking up is that he was part of the GOM that prepared the draft policy. The draft excise policy was leaked to the South Group. Remember, as far as this entire case is concerned, we also continue to see with the links that they had with the South Group is why K. Kavita was, of course, apprehended by the Enforcement Directorate in this particular case. So talking about that alleged draft policy which was leaked to the South Group, now Gehlot is accused of letting his official residence being used by Vijay Nair, and we are learning that as far as our input, that ED has earlier said that Gehlot had also changed his mobile phone numbers repeatedly during the relevant period. So that is a significant development as far as the entire alleged excise policy probe is concerned. And the Delhi Minister, of course, in question right here is Kailash Gahlot, who's been asked to appear before the central agency today, that is the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, this can be seen as a way that trouble, of course, continues to mount for the party, that is the Aam Aadmi Party, because what we've been seeing in the past couple of several weeks now, essentially with many of their top leaders either being rejected on different several grounds of their pleas of bail that they did apply, and that we've been seeing something which did transpire with Manish Sisodia or even with Satyendra Jain. Remember, his health had deteriorated and then he had to go back. But as far as the entire case is concerned, in terms of the sequence of this, we of course saw on March 21st that Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal was arrested in the Delhi excise policy case. So right after that, this is coming, essentially the timing of it is also extremely important, because this is coming right after a week of what we did see even in the court, that Kailash Gahlot, now the Delhi Minister, has been asked to appear before the central agency.